Hey guys, welcome back to the Marvel Champions matchup. Today we're going to have Sinister Six round. Sinister Mode is round 4, so Sinister Six taking on Miles and Gwen. Miles, he's going to have full recovery. He's a civilian. After you change his form, shuffle one Spider-Man card from your discard pile to your deck. Hand size is 6, 9 hit points. Gwen, 3 recovery. Hand size is 6, 10 hit points. And has the action to choose either to shuffle Ticket to the Multiverse from your discard pile into your deck, or ready George Stacy. That's limit once per round. We'll take a look at the site, at the main scheme, Sinister Synchronization. So we got Doc Ock, Electro, Hobgoblin, Craven the Hunter, Scorpion, and Vulture. The Sinister 6 module set, Guerrilla Tactics module set, and standard counter sets. We're playing standard 1, so we'll have the standard counter sets. The setup is going to choose X amount of villains at random, where X is one more than the number of players. Put those villains into play. Place the active counter on the villain with the lowest activation order value, and set the other villains aside, and put light at the end side scheme into play. Trap side face up. So let's go ahead and shuffle this up and see which two we're going to start off with. So we'll get a 2. So 1, 2. So I'm going to get Doc Ock. And a 3. Scorpion. Alright. Doc Ock activation order is 1. Scorpion's is 5. So Doc Ock can get the token. Doc Ock, he will have a scheme of 2, an attack of 2, and has a force response that after he attacks and damages you, place 1 threat on each scheme. Move the active counter to the next villain in the activation order. When he's defeated, remove 4 threat from the side scheme, 7 threat instead if no other villains are in play. Scorpion, 0 scheme, 3 attack. His force response is that after Scorpion attacks and damages you, stun a character you control. Move the active counter to the next villain in the activation order, and when he's defeated, remove 4 threat from the side scheme, 7 threat instead. If no other villain is in play, set this villain aside. Now I posted a question yesterday on the Champions LCG Facebook group about exactly how this token is supposed to move. Some people say that it's supposed to move after he attacks and damages you. Some people think that it moves once after he's activated. So I looked it up, and from what I can tell, from what I've seen from a question, is that it will move after he activates. So if he's stunned or if he's confused, it's not going to move. He has to activate for it to move. That's my interpretation. That's how I'm playing. If you can find something different, let me know. But as of now, that's how I'm playing it. So that's how it's going to go. So unless he's stunned or confused, that token is going to move. So take a look at light at the end and tongue. Light at the end. So it's permanent. It starts off with 10th threat, but has hinder 10, which means it's going to have an additional 10th threat per player. So it's going to start with 30 threat. 3-0. That's a lot of threat. Players can't win unless they escape. As a force interrupt, when the last threat is removed from this scheme, resolve the ambush ability on the main scheme, flip this card, and the players can escape on the other side. So we'll flip this over. Sinister Synchronization has a threat threshold of 8 per player, so 16 for us. Starts off with 2 per player, so 4. And advances by 1 per player at the beginning of the villain phase, so 2. Ambush So you got to choose a set aside villain at random, put that villain into play, and place the active counter on it. In expert mode, place 2 threat on light at the end. We're not playing expert mode, so I'm not worried about that. And as a force interrupt, when a villain would activate, if no villain is in play, resolve this card's ambush ability, and then continue the activation. So we're all set up here. We'll draw our hand size. Oh, let's put some hit point counters on these guys first. I usually started using dice, but I keep on forgetting to add them, so I'm using tokens. I think it's a bit easier. So Black Ock will start with 8. Scorpion's going to start off with 10. Let's go ahead and do our hand size up. So we'll get a field agent, an acrobatics, a genius, government liaison, another government liaison, and holding intervention. Let's get rid of. Actually, no, I think we're gonna keep everything here. Gwen, she'll get Young Love, Return to Favor, Plan, another Plan B, Phantom Flip, and a web bracelet. Let's get rid of Plan B, Return to Favor, and Young Love. Actually, wait, no, we'll keep the other Plan B. And let's get rid of those two. Then we'll draw back up. So we'll get Ghost Kick and What Doesn't Kill Me. So Miles has a counter, so let's go ahead and start it off. We'll go 2 for a Government Liaison, so we can exhaust Government Liaison to play a shield card from our hand, reducing its resource cost by 1. We'll exhaust that to put in a Field Agent, so he comes in with 3 backup counters, and then whenever a shield ally will take any amount of consequential damage, you can exhaust Field Agent to remove a backup counter from it to prevent one of that damage. Let's go flip over. So Spider-Man's got 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense. He's got Venom Blast. You can deal 2 damage to an enemy and stun the enemy. Spider Camouflage to give him a tough status card and confuse an enemy. Let's go ahead and play Homeland Intervention. So exhausted the 3 shield cards you control and choose a scheme to remove 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted that way. So we'll exhaust Field Agent to take 2 threat off of light at the end. Let's attack Doc Ock for 2. And let's go 1 for Arachnid Backs to deal 2 damage to an enemy. And if he's has a stun card, deal 3 additional damage. If he's confused, deal 3 additional damage. So we're going to do 2 damage. So we'll do 2 to let's go 2 to Scorpion. Down to 8. That's our turn there. Gwen, what's she gonna do? Let's go 1 for Plan B. So we can exhaust Plan B to discard 1 random card for your hand to deal 2 damage to an enemy. Let's flip her over to Ghost Spider. So 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 defense. It has Izzy and reflexes. They have to resolve an interrupt or responsibility on an event. We get the ready Ghost Spider once per phase. Let's attack for 2 on Scorpion. So it's down to 6. Let's spin 2 for a ghost kick. So after we use the basic power, which we did, we deal 6 damage to an enemy. Max 1 per basic power per use. So 6 to Scorpion. Scorpion's out. Take 4 off of this. We get the red ghost spider back up. Sit Doc Ock for 2. So he's down to 4. And then this is exhaust plan B. This card Phantom Flip to deal another 2. So he's down to 2. And then we will end our turn there. New hand size, so we'll get Global Logistics, a Field Agent, Monica Chang, a Web Shot, and Double Life. Ghost Spider will get Bait and Switch, Genius, Jump Flip, Plan B, and a Strength. So this will advance by 2, putting it up to 6. Doc Ock will attack Spider-Man. Will defend, so he'll do 2. Oops, wrong one. 2, 4. So we'll take 2 damage. We're down to 7. And he deals a damage to us. We got to place 1 threat on each scheme. And then he will attack Gwen. Will defend. So he'll do 2, 5. So 2 damage. But we will spend 1 for a jump flip. So it's a hero interrupt defense. So when we take any amount of damage, we prevent 2 of that damage. So we take 0 damage, and we pay for this card using an injury resource, which he did. Move 2 threat from the main scheme. So main scheme will go down to 8 or 5. And then because we use a hero interrupt, we can ready Gwen back up. We'll take our encounter cards. Miles will get take 1 for the team, so attach the villain with the highest attack. If you cannot, resolve ambush ability on the main scheme, then attach this card to the active villain. Then you cannot attack villains who do not have an attached copy of take 1 for the team. So we have to attack Doc Ock. And Gwen will get Taunting Presence. So attach the villain with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot, resolve ambush. Then attach the card to the active villain. Then threat cannot be removed from line at the end. So Doc Ock's getting that one too. And then we'll move our counter over. So Gwen will go. She will go 2 to give Miles a plan B. And then we'll attack for 2 to get rid of Doc Ock. Yep. So Doc Ock is gone. These are gone. 4 threat from a side scheme. That'll end our turn there. Miles will exhaust government liaison, play field agent. And then let's spend 3 for Monica Chang. So Search your deck, hand and discard pile for a copy of surveillance team and support and put in your play, and then place this new counter on each surveillance team we control. So we have to put a surveillance team in play from our deck. There we go. So it comes in with 4 counters instead of 3. Shuffle this up. Surveillance team will take 1 off to get rid of the threat on light at the end, and then Micah Chang, she will thwart for 1 to get 1 off of light at the end. And then we'll exhaust the field agent to take care of 1 of his consequential damages. We'll end our turn there. And then we'll draw up. So Ghost Spider will get a Phantom Flip, a Jump Flip, a Web Bracelet, and Ticket to the Multiverse. Miles will get a Defense Mechanism, Surveillance Team, Web Shot, another Web Shot, and Arachnobatics. Goes by 2, so it goes to 7. Ambush is going to resolve, so we'll shuffle this up. We'll roll, getting a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll get Craven in play. Craven's got 1 scheme to attack. His activation order is 4. It doesn't matter because he's getting the token. And there's a Force of Spots after Craven the Hunter attacks and damages you. Choose and discard 1 support or upgrade you control, then move the after counter to the next villain in the activation order. Then when defeated, remove 4 threat from the side scheme, 7 threat instead if there are other villains in play, instead of villain on the side. So he will attack against Gwen. She'll defend. So 2, 3, no damage there. Spider-Man will defend. So 2, 3 there. Takes 1 damage. So we gotta say goodbye to something. So it will probably be Plan B. Counter cards. So 1 for Gwen, 1 for Miles. Gwen will get from every direction. So in expert mode, this card gains surge. So we're not in expert mode, so we're not gonna worry about that. So when revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme for each enemy in play. So it's 1 enemy, so 1 threat goes on the main scheme. It's for Miles. He will get keeping secrets, so his obligation. So we get flip the alter ego and exhausting the move from the game where this card gain Clean Jefferson Davis in play, which we don't. And if we don't do that, it's going to gain surge. So we'll just flip them and get it out of here. And then we'll move the token over to Miles. Alright, so with Miles, we get to shuffle a Superman card back into our deck. So let's put a Web Shot in there. See what I mean by forgetting to put points in there? She's got 9 hit points. Let's go. Exhaust government liaison. Spend 1 for a surveillance team, so 3 snoop counters there. Let's flip them over. Let's exhaust this surveillance team. Take 1 off of Sinister synchronization. We'll exhaust this. To get 1 off of light at the end. And then let's exhaust market chain. To get 1 off of light at the end. And then we'll exhaust the field agent to take care of the consequential damage. Then we'll spend 2 for a web shot, so deal 4 damage to an enemy. And actually, no, we're not going to do that. Well, yeah. Because we don't have energy to resolve Venom Blast, so we might just hold on to it. Yep, we'll spend 1 for defense mechanism, so after we use the basic power, we do discard defense mechanism to resolve spider camouflage. So over to Gwen. We'll go 2 for a web bracelet. So after we resolve a interrupted responsibility on an event, we can exhaust web bracelet to draw a card. And then let's go plan B to discard a card at random. So we'll get our D4 out. We've only got 3 cards in our hand, so card number 1. Take it to the multiverse. And then 2 damage to Craven. So he's down to 7. Looks like we're in our turn. We couldn't do anything else. Miles will get Spider-Man Peter Parker, Dum Dugan, Government Liaison, and Ghost Spider, which is going to be useless. Gwen will get Bait Switch, Ghost Kick, and Spider-Man Hubie Brown. So this will go to 2, so this is going to go to 9. Craven will activate against Spider-Man will block, so he'll do 2. Ouch. 3 is 5, so we take 3 damage. We're down to 3. We have to discard and upgrade our support we control with field agent. Yeah, let's get rid of field agent. It's only got 1 counter left on it anyway. As for Gwen, she'll defend. He'll do 2. Plus a star, so a boost. So put this minion into play, engage with these life-size decoys. 0 schemes, 0 attack, 5 health. But you can't thwart side schemes. So Gwen can't thwart side schemes. So no damage done. We'll get our counter cards. 1 for Miles, 1 for Gwen. Miles will get Craven the Hunter minion, but we've got his villains already in place, so that's going to discard and he'll gain Surge. So Doc Ock is a minion, so 2 scheme, 2 attack, 6 health. He has Incite 2, so he puts 2 threat on the main scheme when he comes into play. So we're up to 11 now. And then he's villainous, so he'll get a boost card when he activates. And after after he activates against you, place 1 threat on each scheme. As for Gwen, she'll get a Partnership of Pain. So when revealed as a hero, the villain with the highest activation order attacks you with X attack, where X is equal to the total attack of all other villains in play. So Kraven's just going to attack again because he's the only villain in play. We can't defend, so he's going to do 2, 2. But we will spend 1 for a jump flip to block that 2 damage, and since we paid with the energy resource, 2 threat from the main scheme goes away. And because we use a hero runner up, we get the readier up, and we get to exhaust web brace to draw a card, so we'll get web binding. Move the token over to Gwen. What do we want to do here? Let's go. Let's attack Kraven for 2, so he's down to 5, and then we will go 2 for a ghost flip to do 6 damage. So we'll get rid of that life-size Leapoy. We get the ready Gwen back up because it's a new phase. And then let's hit Doc Ock for 2. That'll end her turn. Actually, you know what? Nah, we're not going to do that. Let's go to Spidey, see what he's going to do here. Let's exhaust government liaison and put a field agent in for free. Let's exhaust this surveillance team here. Let's take 1 off of this. And then this surveillance team here. Take 1 off of that. Spend 2 for a whoop shot. So deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you pay for this card using an energy resource, which we did using Ghost Spider, resolve Venom Blast. So 4 damage to an enemy. So we'll take Doc Ock out. 2 to Kraven and stun him. And then let's go with Micah Chain of Thwart for 1. Exhaust the field agent to take care of that consequential damage. And that's going to be it. So we'll end our turn there. Ready everything back up. Now Gwen will get Pruitt and Punch, Cross the Spider-Verse, Phantom Flip, and Parental Guidance. Spidey will get Young Love, Global Logistics, and a Web Shooter. So let's go to 9. Kraven will activate against Ghost Spider, but stunned. And then we'll activate against Spidey. We'll block with Ghost Spider, so he'll do 2. 5, so we'll take 2 damage. Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll take 2 damage, and then we will spend 2 for a phantom flip. So after we use the basic power, which we did with defense, remove 5 threat from the scheme. So let's take 5 off of light at the end of the tunnel, and then we get the radium back up. And then because we use an interrupt card, we get to exhaust spread place and draw a card, giving us silk. Get our counter cards. So we'll get an assault for Gwen. So Craven will go 3. We'll defend. So he'll do 2, 3 in a boost. So place 1 threat on each scheme. So 3. We have a defense of 3, but we take 1 threat on each scheme. And Miles is going to get shots in the past. So we'll get the Prowler. He's stalwart, so he can't be stunned or confused. And when revealed, if we're an alter ego form, give him a tough status card, but we're not. Tracking Prey is his side scheme, so it comes with a 4 threat. Has acceleration token on it. And when revealed, if you're an alter ego form, place 1 acceleration token here. So we're not, so we're lucked out with that. And then we'll take his Nemesis cards and shuffle them up. Should use Pure and Punch, but that's too late now. Well, nah. Could. You know what? Yeah, we'll do it. So we'll spend 2 for a Pure and Punch. So we'll just trigger that. That's not going to happen. So that's not going to happen. It's coming back. We can't ready back up though because we already did this round or this phase, and so we'll just take his cards out and reshuffle the deck up. That should be it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be 1 more card, I think. Yep, there it is. So Pure and Punch, so reveal counter deck, we're going to deal damage to the villain equal to 1 more than the number of blue side counts on the card. Cancels revealed effects. It has 2, so we'll do 3, which will take out Craven. And then remove 4 threat from the side scheme, 7 threat instead of no other villains are in play. There's no other villains in play, so 7's going to go away. Move the token over, so we'll back to Miles. So that's down to 5 now. Let's see here. Let's go. So let's spend a mental Actually, you know what? No. Let's do this. We'll go 1 for web shooter to give us 3 wild resources. And then we'll exhaust it to use 1. Discard Young Love and Gold Logistics to put Spider-Man Peter Parker into play. So we have to spend an energy, a mental, and a physical, which we did with 2 wild resources and a physical. And after he attacks or thwarts, choose another web warrior character, rate that character. So he'll thwart for 2. We get to ready, so after you choose another web warrior character, ready that character. So we'll ready Gwen back up. He'll take a damage. We'll have surveillance team to thwart for 1 off of this. So that one's gone. This surveillance team will thwart 1 off of that. And then Monica Chain will thwart 1 off of that. Goes to 2. Then we'll take the field agent to take care of the consequential damage. Spidey's going to thwart for 2, so we'll get rid of light at the end. So when last threat is removed from this scheme, which it is, a result of the ambush ability in the main scheme to flip this card. So we get to shuffle these back up and see who's coming out this time. So we'll roll a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Hobgoblin's coming into play. He's got 2 scheme, 1 attack, 9 hit points. And after he attacks and damages you, take 2 indirect damage. And then move the counter over. And then remove 4th threat from the scheme side, from a side scheme, 7th threat, 7 other villains in play, and that's when he's defeated. So light at the end flips over to the chase side, so it comes in with 5 threat plus hinder 10 per player, so 25. 15. So 15, and then 10 is 25. We'll take an additional counter card when that's in play. We can't win unless the escape. And there's a force of interrupt when the last threat is removed from this player's escape and win the game. So 25 threat to end the game. And we're still only on 1A on this one, so we're looking pretty good. That's for that. So Spider-Man's turn is done. That's for Gwen. She doesn't have any cards. So we'll just attack High Goblin for 2. So he's down to 7. And that'll be it. So we'll draw up. So we'll get a swing in, a web shooter, a sky destroyer, a field agent, and a web shot. When we'll get a jump flip, ghost kick, pirouette and punch, turn of favor, and energy. So this will go up by 2. So we're up to 10. Hobgoblin will attack Spider-Man. But we've only got 3 health, man. So I think Monica Chain going to have to hold down the fort on this one, so he'll do. Well, he's only got attack of 1. But I don't know, because there's some high cost, there's some high boosts in there. So it will just defend with Micah Chain. So 1, 3, and a boost. Give the villain 1 additional boost card for this activation. See what I mean? So he'll get 3 plus an additional 3, so 6. See, that would have killed us off. So good thing we did that. Micah Chain's out of here. Gwen, she'll defend. So he will do 1 plus 1 is 2 and a boost. So deal 1 direct damage to each player. Spider-Man will take 1. Gwen will take the other. 7. So 2 damage. We defended with 3, so there's no damage there. Then we'll take our counter cards. Spider-Man's going to get a Taunting Presence. So attach the villain with the highest points, highest hit points, and then most remaining hit points, and then can't remove threat from light at the end. And then she'll get Electro Minion. I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll spend 2 for Pirouette and Punch. So we're going to cancel that out and deal 4 damage to the Hobgoblin. Oh, and we get to ready Gwen back up and exhaust Web Blaze to draw a card. Oh, she did have cards here. That's fine. So that's the turn, so it moves over to Gwen. Let's see what we're going to do here. Let's go, let's attack for 2. So it's down to 1. Let's go. Exhaust Plan B. Roll out D4. Let's give it card number 2. So we'll picture return to favor, which is fine. That's a double in there anyway. So that's gone. And then no other villains are in place. That's going to go 7. So 3. 18. Spider-Man. This is Oz Government Liaison for a field agent. We're supposed to take another counter card, wasn't we? So, and it was Spidey was supposed to take the additional. So we'll just do that now. So we cannot, so ambush. Gotta remember those triggers. Roll it up to get a 1, so Vultures comes into play. So he's got once again 2 attacks, 7 health. So after he attacks damage, you choose in this card 1 card from your hand and move the counter, and then he defeated, move 4 threat from the side scheme, 7 threat. There's no other ones to play. Alright, so now we can do some stuff now. So the government liaison for a field agent. Then let's go. One. 2 for a web shot, so deal 4 damage to an enemy. So that's down to 3. And then we use the energy resource with Sky Destroyer, so we can trigger Venom Blast. So we'll do additional 2 more and stun them. Then let's fort for 2. Then we'll discard defense mechanism so we can trigger spider camouflage. So we'll get a tough, and he's going to be confused. And it turns. So this will go to 10. Vulture will activate on Ghost Spider, but he's stunned. That's not going to happen. Then he will attack on us, but we're tough, so we don't care what damage. So he does 2, 3. We're tough, so it doesn't matter. And then take 2 cards for Gwen, 1 for us. So he'll go life-size decoy and cut off guards for this card and upgrade or support you control. So Plan B's gone. Miles, he'll get surprised, so resolve ambush. But yeah, that's gonna happen. So resolve ambush, we'll shuffle this up. For a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Hobgoblin is back, and then he gets the counter. 9 hit points. Oh, we never drew back up. So global logistics, swing in, Homeland intervention, web binding, and web of life and destiny. And this moves over. Let's go. Homeland Intervention. So exhausted 3 shield cards and choose a side, choose a scheme, and 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted that way. So we'll exhaust Government Liaison, Field Agent, and that Field Agent there. So we'll take 6. So it's down to 12, 18, 12. Let's go Global Logistics for a web shooter. And then let's attack Vulture. So he's gone. Take 4 threat off. So down to 8. We'll use a web shooter and swing in to play another swing in. So remove 4 threat from the scheme. So we'll take 4 off of that. Down to 1. And then because we used that mental resource with the wild, we get to activate Spider Camouflage. So confused and tough. And then Gwen. So play a Web of Life and Destiny for free because we're a Web Warrior trait. Because we have the Web Warrior trait. And then let's attack for 2. So he's down to 7. We'll spend 2 for a ghost kick, so deal 6 damage to an enemy. So Hobgoblin's down to 1. And then we get the ready Ghost Spider back up with Exhaust Web Bracelet to draw a card. And then we are going to hit Goblin again for another 2. So he is out. And so when defeated, remove 4 threat from a side scheme, 7 threat instead of no other villains in play. So we can take 7 off because we're not thwarting, so life size decoy isn't going to matter. We'll take 4 off of this, and that is game. Hopefully I played that right. But yeah, that's a good scenario. I like it a lot. It's kind of like a bit like a Wrecking Crew, but I like it a lot better than Wrecking Crew. Wrecking Crew is alright. Some people hate it. I don't mind it. But anyway, that's the video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content. And don't forget to hit that share button to spread the word on the channel. So until next time.